Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, as you follow Robert Sports Show, you know I like to do some driver profiles once in a while. And on occasion, I might redo one that I did a long time ago. So about 8 months ago, I did a driver profile on one Bubba Wallace. Due to some recent stuff in the news, I'm sorry, not really the news, of the people on social media who feel that their opinion is right, no one else's is wrong, everybody else's is wrong, and the stats are wrong, even though the stats prove their opinion to be inaccurate, but they have a problem with it. So I decided to go ahead and do another Bubba Wallace driver profile. We're going to go over stuff. If you didn't see the first one, no problem. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. So Bubba Wallace, born William Darrell Wallace Jr., or Bubba for short. Born October 8th, 1993. God, I feel old. I was a junior in high school when dude was born. In Mobile, Alabama. Started racing at the age of 9. Bandoleros, legend cars, local late models, like everyone else does, those Bandolero cars. Joey Logano's talked for multiple times about growing up at the Atlanta Motor Speedway on the little quarter-mile track on his Bandolero. Same way with what Braxton Busch is doing at Millbridge and all that. In 2005, he won 35 of 48 races. In 2008, he was the youngest driver to win at Franklin County Speedway in Virginia. In 2010, as part of the Drive for Diversity program, the program did start in 2004. He raced for the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East, so the ARCA East now. He raced for Rev Racing, which is part of that Drive for Diversity program. Nick Sanchez also came through that car. Some other drivers that are part of the Drive for Diversity program: Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez, Nellie Decker, Ruben Garcia Jr. I know some of you may not know who that is. He's actually part of the NASCAR Mexico Series. He was the 2015 NASCAR Mexico champion. Nick Sanchez, we all know who he is. He came for the Driver Diversity program. Ernie Francis Jr. He's part of the SRX Series. I had no clue he came through this program. Raja Caruth, another guy in the Truck Series, young, talented driver. We all know Raja. Unfortunately, I've seen some things on social media here recently where Raja is getting some of the same vulgar garbage that Bubba gets and that Haley Deegan as well gets, which is just disgusting to me that people in 2023 want to be like this. But hey, you know what? You have the right to your opinion. I have the right to my opinion. And that's fine. You know, I have no problem interacting with people on Twitter and or Facebook and just throwing out facts. When I throw out a fact, when somebody tells me that Bubba Wallace, for instance, is a 20th place driver, and I put out the fact that in the last 36 races he's averaged 16.3, higher than Tyler Reddick, higher than Kyle Larson, and you come back saying, well, you're just a moron. Well, no, I'm not. I'm stating facts. I'm proving what your, quote, opinion is incorrect. You know, I have an opinion, fine. My opinion is I like Bubba Wallace. My opinion is I don't like Denny Hamlin. Those are my opinion. That's fine. But don't tell me that a driver is a 25th place driver when he's really not. That's not an opinion. That's you trying to push your inaccuracy on other people. His first race in the NASCAR ARCA or K&N Pro Series then was at Greenville Pickens Speedway. Not only was that his first NASCAR sanctioned race, he won the damn thing too. The youngest driver to win at that track at Greenville Pickens Speedway. That's a track that's been around for a lot of years too. That's amazing. Other drivers in that race: Ryan Truex. Oh, we all know Ryan Truex. Ty Dillon, Kevin Swindell, Brett Moffitt. In a DNQ that day, Corey LaJoie. Ryan Truex won the championship that year. Brett Moffitt was second, and Bubba Wallace was third. In 2011, 2010, 10 races, 2 wins, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, third in points. 2011, 12 races, 3 wins, 5 top 5s, 11 top 10s, second in points. 2012, 14 races, 1 win, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, ended up finishing 7th in points. And before he got into the NASCAR ARCA East Series, I keep calling it ARCA, K&N Pro East Series, he actually raced some Ultra Stars late model series, which a lot of these drivers have talked about coming through the late model ranks and everything. In 2008, 2009, he had a win there in 2008 with a 6th place finish in points. In 2011 and 2012, right before he started the Drive for Diversity program, he actually raced Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Summer Shootout Legends Series In 2011, 7 starts, a win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. And then in 2012, 7 starts, 2 wins, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s. He did race 3 races in the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown. He won 1 top 10. He had 1 start in the Myrtle Beach 400 and 1 in the Thanksgiving All-Star Classic, a couple of the major asphalt late model races. Obviously, in the crown jewels of NASCAR, we know what he's done there. We'll get to the NASCAR career. Now, in 2013, he went on to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series as part of the Toyota Drive for Diversity program. Went to drive for KBM, which was a lot of drivers that do in the Toyota Series, or did at the time. 2 full seasons in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, both with KBM. 44 starts, 5 wins, 14 top 5s, 26 top 10s, 3 poles. In 2014, he was able to finish 3rd in points. Now, if you think about the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, been around since, what is that, 1995. So let's look at the 2013 season there, where he finished, finished 3rd in points. So let's see here if I can get that pulled up here, if my computer will work with me here. And when I do these videos about certain drivers, and unfortunately there's certain drivers that people don't like, and that's fine. You don't have to like the drivers that I like. You don't have to, anything about them, but I just hate seeing the spew and garbage that some people post on social media. Let's see, 2013, why is this not coming up correctly? Oh, it's 2014, that's why. Oh, dirt. 2013 was his first year. I'm just not all there. So in 2014, in the NASCAR Kingpin World Truck Series, that's the year Matt Crafton won the championship over Ryan Blaney, followed by Bubba Wallace, Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters. Jeb Burton was 8th. Ben Kennedy was 9th in points. Tyler Reddick was 12th in points that year. So some of the guys he's been racing around ever since then. In 2015, he moved on to the Xfinity Series, 2015 through 2017. 2015 and 2016 full seasons with Roush Fenway Racing. Unfortunately, during that 2017 season, about midway through, lost sponsorship. Wasn't able to gain new sponsors, so unfortunately the car was closed down. 17 starts, 6 top 5s, 31 top 10s. In 2017, he made his NASCAR Cup Series debut, driving for the famous number 43 Richard Petty Motorsports. He raced 4 races for the injured Eric Almirola. That led to a full-time ride in 2018 in that 43 car. So from 2018 through 2020, he raced 108 races, 3 top 5s, 9 top 10s. He had 112 starts total in the famous number 43, which was 4th all-time. He drove the 4th most races ever in the 43 car. That's an amazing stat. In 2021, he moved to the Upstart, and yes, Upstart 2311 with Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. They had 1-car team that year. They were able to get his first career win at Talladega. He had 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Now, anytime that anybody talks about Bubba Wallace, first thing people go to is his 2 wins. Well, the one was Rain Shorten. Rain Shorten wins do count. I mean, if anybody was unaware. Now, going to be a little stat here I'm going to throw out. I did a video about this, so you can actually go find it on Robert Sports Show. Rain Shorten wins in NASCAR. There's been 53 of them. Jeff Gordon, the great Jeff Gordon, 5 Rain Shorten wins. The great Darrell Waltrip, 4 Rain Shorten wins. Rusty Wallace, 3. Jeff Burton, 3. Tony Stewart, 3. Kurt Busch, 3. Cale Yarborough, 3. Sterling Marlin, 2. The King Richard Petty, 2. David Pearson, 1. Dale Earnhardt Sr., 1. Are you going to go tell those drivers that Rain Shorten wins don't count? I don't think you are, actually. People that say that, I really don't think you're going to go tell those drivers that a Rain Shorten win does not count. So, get that first win, 3 top 10s. In 2022, which is last year, 35 races, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and 1 pole. Now, he was in the Owner Championship last year because he was subbing in the 45 because we did have Kurt Busch get injured at Pocono, and unfortunately has still not recovered from his concussion-like symptoms, which is just sad. I want Kurt to come back for one more full season, and so his first career NASCAR ARCA Series start, Greenville Pickens Speedway, he won it driven for River Racing. His first Truck Series start for KBM, he finished 12th. His first Truck Series win came with KBM at Martinsville. His first Xfinity Series start came in Iowa with Joe Gibbs in number 20, finished 6th. His best career finish was in 2016 at Dover. He finished 2nd in the Cup Series. 2017 made his first start for the famous 43 Rich Petty Motorsports, finished 26th. First win came at Talladega 2021. His second win came at Kansas in 2022. Now, there are people out there, which I don't agree with, that first they say, well, that wasn't his car. That was Kurt Busch's car. So it actually was his car. They basically just renumbered the 23 team for the 45 for owner points. It was Booty Barker on the pit box. It was everything else was the same. Sponsors the same and all that. So if that was the case, if it was because it wasn't his car, it wasn't his setup, that means 2311 is giving better equipment and better stuff to Kurt Busch. Okay, so well, maybe it was his team then, but his owner, Denny Hamlin finished second. Didn't he let him win? Denny went past him. Denny was like second or two behind, and one of the most famous races in NASCAR history had a tragedy in it, and that tragedy was because of a team owner blocking for his two cars to finish 1-2. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about the 2001 Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt, the block number 3, was blocking for Mikey and Dale to go 1-2, and he lost his life because of getting hooked into the wall head on. Denny was not blocking. NASCAR didn't let Bubba Wallace win. When these drivers go out and win races, they actually win them. There is no, well, you know, it stopped raining, we have 4 hours, we got time to dry the track, we got time before it gets dark, but you know, Bubba Wallace is leading, maybe we should just throw the race right now. No, that didn't happen, people. You didn't have the announcers on TV going, well, you know, Bubba's winning, so you know this damn thing's over with. It was still raining when they called the race. NASCAR looks at the radar, has a meteorologist on site looking, okay, it's supposed to rain until X time. It takes X amount of time to dry a 2.66 mile track. It gets dark at X time. Is there time to finish this race in that time? If the answer is nope, we call it. Had nothing to do with, oh, Bubba's leading. Because here's the thing now, if NASCAR played favoritism, Dale Earnhardt Jr. would be an 8-time champion. Danica Patrick would have won races. Both of those would have been good for the sport. But NASCAR doesn't do that. NASCAR has a rule book they follow. If a team doesn't follow the rule book, they penalize them for it. Period. They don't go, you know, if we penalize Hendrick for this violation, that's going to help raise Bubba in points. You know, if we penalize Denny for crashing somebody, which didn't affect Denny, which actually didn't affect Bubba at all. But if we do that, we penalize these people, it's going to help Bubba. We got to penalize them for nothing. No, it's not the case, people. NASCAR doesn't play favoritism. NASCAR doesn't go after and say, hey, we're going to let X driver win. Now, the other big thing that it's unfortunate that people like to bring up about Bubba Wallace is 2020. We all know what it's called. The old famous noose incident. Let me find it. The noose investigation. On June 21st, 2020, a member of Wallace's team reported, again, let me specify that again. A member of Wallace's team reported to NASCAR that a noose had been placed in Wallace's garage stall at Talladega Speedway, which NASCAR President Steve Phelps relayed to Wallace in the evening. The organization condemned the act of heinous and said that they would consult with law enforcement. Wallace stated that he was incredibly saddened by the painful reminder of how much further we have to go as a society and how percent we must be in the fight against racism. Yes, how much further we have to go to society. Agree with 100%. But also praising his fellow drivers that are driving real change and championing a community that is accepting and welcoming of everyone. Yes, they are. Before the Geico 500 the next day, the drivers and crews pushed Wallace's car to the front of the pit road and showed solidarity, a gesture that drivers Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick proposed. So you have two Hall of Fame veterans of this sport that says, hey, we need to do this for our driver, our teammate driver. Teammate's the wrong word, but one of our community, the NASCAR community. The day after the race, an investigation by the FBI concluded that Wallace was not a victim of a hate crime. The alleged noose was a pull-down rope with a loop in the style of a hangman's knot that was located on an overhead door and had been in the garage since the Talladega Race in 2019. The FBI determination led to people criticizing Wallace on social media as a fake, questioning his integrity. Wallace stated in interviews that although he was relieved that it was not specifically targeted, he was frustrated by the backlash he received. I agree 100% with that. He nonetheless vowed not to let the incident or the subsequent hoax allegations break him, as he added, regardless of whether it was tied in 2019 or wasn't directed at me, somebody tied a noose, period. Done. If it was there, it was done. And on June 20th, 2020, NASCAR released a photo of the noose taken by security. In a teleconference later that day, Phillips explained NASCAR had inspected every garage at the sanctuary minus 29 tracks and 11 garages containing pull-down ropes tied in knots, but only Wallace's being tied in the noose. Although the individual responsible was not identified, Phillips announced that NASCAR would require sensitivity and unconscious bias training for its personnel, and that Bubba Wallace and the 43 team had nothing to do with this. Again, a member of the team reported it. Bubba had nothing to do with it. I don't want people to watch this video and go, well, he's telling me I have to be. No, I'm not telling you to be a Bubba Wallace fan at all. You can dislike Bubba Wallace all you want. I don't care. What I hate is anytime that somebody puts something on social media and I comment facts. I comment, hey, this is what Bubba's done. Bubba is one of 38 drivers to win one of 138 drivers to win 2 or more races. When I put that stat, I get, well, so-and-so drivers won so many races. That's fine. That's nice. Okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what Bubba's done. And then I get, well, one was a rain and one his owner went past him. So you're making excuses for why he won. He has won, now he is 146th driver to start 200 or more races. 200 races, he's got 2 wins. Okay? I get people on social media yesterday going, well, Washington, I don't care about other drivers. I don't care what other drivers have done. When I say, okay, in the last 6 races, Bubba has 3 top 5s. He's the only driver to do that, besides William Byron. I get, well, make excuses for it. No, don't make an excuse to say, well, he's a 20th place driver, I mean, in the last year, he's averaged 16.3. That's not 20th. But he's 25th place. He needs to be replaced. You don't like him, period. And you try to grab things out of thin air just to spot the facts. The facts are, Bubba Wallace is a good driver. The facts are, he's not going to replace the 2311. I'm sorry, he's not. In 2018, he finished 28th in points. 2019, he finished 28th in points. Again, RPM, Rich Petty Motorsports. We all know that team was not good. 2020, finished 22nd in points. Mind you, 33 people start every race. Not the worst. In 2021, he finished 21st in points. A single car team finished 21st in points with a win, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s. In 2022, 19th in points, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Back-to-back winning seasons. In 2023 so far, 17 races, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, currently 15 in points. It is a 23-11 team he drives for. He doesn't drive for Joe Gibbs. He drives for Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. The team is ran separately. They have their own crew. And somebody else mentioned that, well, they swapped his crew members out with Christopher Bell, that's why. Yeah, last year. Because they were 2311 was renting crew members from Joe Gibbs. So it's up to Joe Gibbs to figure out why the crew is bad. Just like this year, when I didn't hear a lot of people complaining when Brad Keselowski took Ricky Stenhouse's crew because they were renting them from and they swapped them out. Nothing was said about that. In 2023, 2311 has their own crew. They don't use the crew members from Joe Gibbs anymore. So whoever teams that car right now and pits that car on Sundays is 23-11, period. When Bubba does well, everyone wants to just cut him down. I know at COTA this year, and I did a video about it here on the channel. Bubba wears his emotions on his sleeve. I do too. People were down on him so bad. He was so down on himself. It was actually hurting me. I was actually upset over how upset he was. And he made the statement, it's the driver, he needs replaced. People took that and ran with it. Oh my God. Bubba, if your people see this, or somebody that knows Bubba sees this, please tell Bubba that. I think that's the worst thing he ever said. I disagree with him 100%, but that's the worst thing he could ever said. That just sparked so much hatred online. I did a video about it. Actually, my Bubba Wallace videos gets all kinds of views. It's kind of weird. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, he's done well since then. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He takes everything internal, and I get it. I'm the same way. It's just I hate everything I read, and that's why I try to post stats, positive stats about what he's done. I don't compare him to other drivers. All I say is, okay, in the last 6 races, he has 3 top 5. He's the only other driver to do that is William Byron. Did I compare him to William Byron? No. Did I compare him to Ross Chastain? No. In the last 58 races until Sunday, in the last 59 races, he has the same number of wins as Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., and Ross Chastain. I wasn't comparing them, just saying, in the last 59 races, he has the same wins as them. Now, Ross has a 3rd win. Congratulations, Ross, for that win, by the way. Now, I have people going, well, Ross is better than him. I never said he wasn't. I'm a Ross Chastain fan kind of too. And then somebody recently interacted and said that, so what's Ross going to be remembered for? The Hell Melon? What's Bubba going to be remembered for? The noose? We're trying to, what a driver's going to be remembered for when they're still racing? Come on now, people. What's going to happen in 20 years from now? You know what? I think in 20 years we're going to look back and go, oh, you know what? Bubba Wallace could make the Hall of Fame when he retires. Bubba Wallace could be part of the top 100 when NASCAR does that in 25 years. We don't know what's going to happen over the next 15, 20, 25 years. No one does. I think Bubba Wallace is going to win a race in 2023. I think he's going to make the playoffs in 2023. Plain and simple. That's my opinion. And that's the great thing about NASCAR. It's 90% opinion and 10% fact. The facts are he's 15 points right now. The fact is he's won races back-to-back seasons. The fact is, even though it was a rain-shortened race, it still counts. Even though people think Denny Hamlin didn't pass him, but here's the thing though. Let's go back and look at that race. So the margin of victory in that race was 1 second. You had 2 Joe Gibbs cars 2nd and 3rd. You had Alex Bowman 4th. For everyone out there, plus Bubba led 58 laps. Only Alex Bowman led more at 107. Bubba was top 5 in both stages leading up to that. There was a 96 lap green flag run at the end. If Denny Hamlin would have won that race, that's 5 bonus points he would have gotten. Playoff points. That would have gotten him into the finals. The championship 4. The Hail Melon wouldn't have mattered at that point. So y'all telling me, the people that say this, that Denny let Bubba win for honestly no reason, because it didn't really help a lot, but it cost Denny a chance at a championship. Hogwash. 1 second isn't like he was just touching him and going, okay, Bubba, I'm letting you in, man. No, 1 second is pretty decent back. I just don't get the hatred. I just don't get it. Bubba Wallace is one of 60 drivers to win in 2 of the top 3 series. But hey, stats are stats. I'm a Bubba Wallace fan. That'll never change. Thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. I want you to have a great day. Don't just have a great day, though. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.